was just something about the red dirt of the Outback. We are in the middle of nowhere. It's okay. Oh my god, it freaked me out. Alright, I think I found something. Hold on. G'day and welcome to Outback, Australia. We have made it to Coober Pedy, which is also known as the opal capital of the world, because it is known for basically just the large amount of opals that they mine here, precious opals. So yeah, I think most of the world's opals are from here. And it's also referred to as the underground city because in the summer months it gets up to 52 degrees Celsius here. So locals here have built their homes underground, just basically to escape the heat. It's become a bit touristy, so when you come here you can actually stay in an underground hotel, you can go to an underground bar, an underground restaurant, underground church. So we're going to explore all that while we're here, and I am really excited. I've actually been here, I'm gonna have to get used to the flies. I came here in 2002 and I remember staying in an underground hotel. Dad brought the whole family on a road trip here, Coober Pedy out of all places, and I remember staying in an underground hotel, so it'll be interesting to kind of walk through the town and see how much it's changed. So as you would have seen in my last video, we left the bus at Adelaide Airport and made a trip back to Sydney. We flew back to Sydney for the week, and since then we have come back. We've reunited with Charlie the bus. Home sweet home, nothing like home. And we have made our way up to here, to Coober Pedy, which is basically like the centre of South Australia, you could see. And the drive, yeah, a lot of nothing, to be honest. A lot of, it was just very bare and vast, but you know what? There's something to appreciate in everything, and there is just something about the red dirt of the Outback. So the plan is to keep heading up through the centre, get to the NT and explore all that the Northern Territory and the Australian Outback has to offer, besides the flies. First stop in Coober Pedy is the Old Timers Mine Museum, and it's actually an RV park, so it's where we're gonna base ourselves for the next few days. It's nice of them to allow caravans and whatnot, travellers, to park here for free. We are gonna go check it out now. Hello. I'm reporting from the toilet before we've even gone into the mine, but it's been dug out and it's actually so much cooler in here than outside. It's crazy, and it's so quiet. Alright, start of the tour. Hello Jimmy. In 1987, and this behind Jimmy here was 50 grand worth of opal found when they were digging in this mine. That would have been a lot. So many different tunnels. It's mad. Oh my god. It's okay. Oh my god, it freaked me out. Come and have a look. That's creepy. What are you doing there, mate? I'm getting a bit freaked out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Isn't that mad how they used to use pick and shovel and that was it? So they could take a week or a month, depending on how hard the ground was, to dig your shaft down 20 or 30 feet to the opal level. Wow. Oh my god, I can't deal with these mannequins, they're freaking me out. Wow. He's got his bucket there. Minnie. Oh, it was the first woman to mine. Good on you, Minnie. I tell you, the amount of times I've hit my head. Even when I say the sign that says mind your head. Look, this is how miners climbed up and down the shafts. Oh my god, that's freaky. It looks like Santa coming down the chimney. just talks about the dugouts, which are the man-made caves dug into the sides of the small hills. And you can see that was the post office, the door to the post office in 1930. Here's the pieces of the first opals ever found here in Coober Pedy by Willie Hutchinson. And that's him there, the handsome fella. So this is an example of the underground homes. That bed don't look too comfy. So this is a little bit more modern than the last one. You got the oven, you got the sink, you got the dining table, this freaky mannequin. And I'm just popping down to the toilet. I feel like I'm in the Flintstones or something. This is the bathroom. Wow, it was the only underground post office in the world. Isn't that mad? Hello, can I post a postcard? No? Okay. I know that was like a museum and it showed the underground homes like as they would have looked like, but I'm pretty sure that people still live like that now. Like, I mean, underground. So it'd be really interesting, and I'm gonna try and find a more modern home. So that is my mission while I'm here. There's an underground house right here. You can see all the ventilation and it's built into the side of the hill. Good morning, it is a new day. Yes, I'm in the exact same outfit as I was yesterday. That is just how it is living in a bus. You just wear the same outfit again and again until you absolutely have to wash it or change. But yeah, it is a new day. It is Friday the 13th, which I feel like suits Coober Pedy to a T. You know, the Mad Max Hills Have Eyes vibes. It's all kind of tying in together. And today we have a jam-packed day. Well, I've written out a lot that I want to see in this town. You know, from churches, underground churches, to UFOs, to I even want to have a go at mining for my own opal. Who knows? I might strike gold. Or, well, not gold, but opal. And yeah, it's going to be a hot one today, 30 degrees, I think, which I haven't had a 30-degree day for a long time because it's coming into winter here in Australia, but we are in the desert, so yeah, it's going to be a good day, and I'll bring you along everywhere we go. So we have made it to a Serbian Orthodox church called St. Elijah's, and we've heard that it's a really, really beautiful church. It's built into the side of a hill, so it's underground. Look at the surroundings, like they're literally in the middle of nowhere. It's all just mining mounds around us. And it is dead quiet. Just to set the scene for you. Oh! Whoa. Look at that. That's so beautiful. Oh my god, you've got to walk underground. That was okay. That was really beautiful. That church just had a really, really beautiful feel to it, even though it was underground and it was cold. A cemetery in the middle of the desert, literally in the middle of nowhere. So I didn't really film too much of that cemetery. I just feel like it's not very respectful to be filming. But There were some pretty quirky graves there, if I say so myself. It just goes to show that there were some real big characters that lived in this town. Yeah, I was surprised, actually. I noticed how many Greeks there were. I mean, it makes sense, you know, they saw the business opportunity back in the day. Fortunes to be made here, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah, definitely a quirky cemetery, and if you're in Coober Pedy, it's worth checking out. I know it's a bit morbid, but at the same time, it is nice. And yeah, it's just funny that we're here on Friday the 13th. I just think it's just so funny. Next stop will be some big things, like a big UFO, a big miner, and they're just placed all around the town. So we're going to go on like a bit of a trail, searching out these big things. We're going to go check out now the Big Winch up there. There's just like, it's like a junkyard in this town, honestly. There's just bombed out cars everywhere. But I feel like it kind of, there's a bus. I feel like it kind of adds to the vibe of the place, really. Wow, and there you have it, people. Of the big things in Australia, we've got the Big Winch. Hollywood Hills, / the hills have eyes. I love this story about a man who lived and searched for years for opals. He never had any success. And then one day he was extending his dugout, creating another room. The tunnelling work revealed $3 million worth of opal. So he was literally living within centimetres of it for years. I feel like that's a good reminder. We spend so much time searching externally for things, but we don't know what we have right next to us. Or in this man's story, he didn't know he had all the wealth in the world right in his home. Church, but we're now at the underground Catholic Church of St. Peter and St. Paul. It's just amazing to think that they had to dig this out, and it's so cold and peaceful and quiet in here, and that's why it's just like, they're just so unique, the churches here in Coober Pedy, and they're just so interesting, even if you're not a religious person, to just come and admire everything about it. So yeah, just taking it all in. Holy water on tap, like hand sanitizer. There's Wally. This is actually, I believe, where they film parts of Pitch Black, and that is the spaceship. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
And then we'll have that, when you take that sanding off, you still have the scratches on it, it's not, so you go cut it in half. Because all opal has water within it. Australian opal about 6%.
Wow.
And if you leave the stone in the flame, just like boiling a kettle, the water in the opal will boil and it will crack the opal. So
So there's just a random UFO here. Where else but Coober Pedy? Very Area 51, you can't go in there. Alright, so we are just outside Fayes underground home. It's become a bit of a tourist attraction because it was built I think around 40 years ago by Faye and I think 2 other women, and they picked it all with hand and shovel. Basically I think Faye started it and she was doing it alone, and then these other 2 women joined her, and they've basically built a whole mine, a whole underground home, and it's just supposed to be, it has like a bar in there, a pool in there, and yeah, I think it took her about 10 years to finish her home. And there actually is still people living here. I think I mentioned earlier in this video like I wanted to find and visit a dugout that is lived in today, so I have found one. There is an elderly couple that live here and they allow tourists to come in. Obviously tourists pay to go and view the home and the mine. Yeah, but they actually live there, and so I think it just goes to show like the character of the people that live here. So I can only imagine how much blood, sweat and tears went into building her home, built it with their own hands. And we're gonna go check out Faye's dugout. So we just got back from Faye's underground home tour, and it was a really good tour. I can't believe that Faye was the only person that has ever been in her mine that she built. She built it with the pick, the shovel, wheelbarrow. She obviously had a very entrepreneurial spirit. She made some money with tourism, and she was kind of like the first person that brought tourism here. It was just mining fields. She just tried everything. I think she had a cafe, but a cyclone ripped it up. Then she obviously went into tourism, and then she bought the land, and she started finding opals just 1.5 meters down. So she made her money, and yeah, no one else was allowed in that mine that she built. The tour guide basically was just saying like she was such a go-getter, and no matter what, obviously she was in a man's world at the time, and no matter what the men told her what she could and couldn't do, she still just went for it and she did it. So power to you, Faye. Alright, last but not least on the agenda for today is we have come to do some noodling. We have just come on this road here, which is called Jeweler Shop Road, surrounded by all these mounds. So this was known to be a very lucrative field back in the day, full of opals. And noodling is basically professional miners. They obviously can only take the top quality opals to sell, and they kind of leave behind the rest. So noodling, I guess there's full-time noodlers that without trespassing noodle for opals, and anything that they find they keep. Who knows, might be my lucky day. Friday the 13th might strike big, so let's go see what we can find. I see some sparkle. Alright, I think I've found something. Hold on. Oh, it's just glass. I thought I saw all these sparkles here, but it's just broken glass. That's alright, we don't give up here. So this is a hard day's work. I got my, Okay, I swear they were shining in the sun earlier. They just need a bit of a clean. But I'm very happy with my findings. In all seriousness, in this area, the first opals were found in 1915 here. And I think an opal worth, I think it was 60 grand was found here. And now they're just like tourists come for a bit of fun. But I actually saw some people with the sieves, and they looked like they were here for the whole day. So yeah, getting pretty into it. But I'm happy with that. Let's go take the bread home, shall we? So for dinner tonight, I'm trying to eat a bit healthier. I've just air fried some tofu and made a bit of like a sushi bowl. Some avo, cucumber, cabbage, rice. Some teriyaki sauce, some soy sauce as well, and just pour it all on top. I was just about to film my dinner, and then I see someone wants to come join. I think she belongs to one of these gentlemen. It's like their pet. Anyway, nothing's weird here in Coober Pedy. This is the finished product. Yummy sushi bowl. What do you reckon? Nice? We are in the middle of nowhere, literally. So this morning we have come to the middle of nowhere, and it's about 20 minutes away from Coober Pedy. It's a place called the Breakaways Conservation Park, and I feel like we have just landed on Mars, on a different planet, to be honest with you. The landscape is just, yeah, very, very different to anything that I've seen before. Further along the road, the dirt road, is a place called the Moon Plains, and you're supposed to come here at sunset. Literally looks like you're on the moon, just the surface of the floor. It has that spongy texture that you would think that is on the moon. And you can also see the dog fence, the dingo fence, which is the world's longest fence, basically to keep, as it mentions, wild dogs and dingoes out. For farmers, obviously, if they have some stock, they want to protect them. But it runs across 3 states in Australia: South Australia, New South Wales and Queensland. And yeah, it still stands today. It's quite sturdy, and there's actually a place in this conservation park that you can see it, but I don't know if we can really access those in the bus. I think it's more of a 4-wheel drive track, but if you come here you can go check out those things, which are really cool. But we're just going to check out the breakaways, as they're called. I actually don't know what they are. They're just rock-like formations, but they've got all these different colours on them. So they've got like orange, white, reds, greens. But yeah, just the landscape is incredible. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed my time here in Coober Pedy. It's good to come back after 20 years. Who knows, I might come back in another 20 years as a grey nomad. I won't be grey then. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I've really, really enjoyed it. Such a quirky town. There's lots to see and do here. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.